It's funny. You never know when you might have an unexpected butterfly effect. My sister's celebration of life was just this past weekend, and some stuff came up on it, but it only came about that way because of several things from before. In the videos where I'd asked for healing energy and best thoughts for her when she was still alive that morning, and then the follow-up videos over the next couple of days where I let people know that she had passed away and shared my thoughts. Several people had chosen to share photographs of their past loved ones, a grandparent, a sibling, parent, a pet of theirs, because pets are family too. And then some people would say things like, oh, hey, they can spend time. My grandmother would take care of her up there, or hey, she can cuddle with my pet. She loves making new friends, that kind of thing. And one person said that exact thing, like, oh, my cat would love to spend time with her. And I decided to make a AI sticker from Google's keyboard, the new feature they introduced this year. And I asked it to make one of a beautiful red-haired woman sitting cross-legged, petting a calico cat in her lap. But the thing was immediately like, nope, humans aren't sported. So I was like, okay, if I was to represent her as an animal, what would it be? It's gotta be a fox. It's gotta be a fox. She had red hair. She had the same mystique that foxes are known for. People also, many guys had also in fact called her a fox. So, and I knew she would love it. She loved animals. And so I did that. And then I ended up sharing this with my family. I'm like, oh, this is neat. And we talked about it. And it also, to balance the thing out, the AI gave it either two tails or a very, very long tail. They went on both sides of her. And we were just talking about that. And through that, I decided to, make a joke and going, well, I'm going to make one with four tails intentionally. And I made some other pictures. But then on my own, I started coming up with these little side stories of this spirit fox that represented my sister Sharry, and some things about how it was growing about in its own little world, and things about befriending some rabbits from the story about how she had been trying to rescue rabbits before, and just little things here and there, some scenes on the day that she passed, scenes from when she was born, this spirit fox doing some special stuff on these. You don't necessarily know that that's what it's about unless you know her personally or you understand some of the stuff, but it's this in parallel thing happening in this little fictional story. I thought it would make a nice gift to share with my family. I'm still working on it, but this is all a fox with multiple tails, four tails. And then the day before on Friday, this past Friday, the day before the celebration of life gathering, my sister and I had gone down to the store to get some eggs for food we were making, but the store that was closer to her, we missed it by 4 minutes. So we had to go to another store, a convenience store. And just as we were leaving, I looked to the side and I saw this little guy, or this little gal. And I was like, oh, I gotta get this. I gotta get this. My sister still didn't actually know about all the stuff I've been doing. But I was like, I gotta get this fox. And I reminded her about the little picture I'd sent. And then the next day at the gathering, we had, in honor of her, we had several little succulent plants and little pots that were being, to plant some plants in her honor. She wanted to be composted, but we couldn't do that. So had to cremate, and some of the soil had some of her ashes in it. Some of it didn't, so in case someone didn't want that, and we planted some succulents with that. And they had little pots that were all animals, cute little animals, various types, because she loved animals. And out of all the pots there, there was exactly one little fox. And I was like, as soon as I saw the fox, I asked my sister, I'm like, can I reserve that one, please? Because, all this stuff that's happening, they don't know that I'm writing the stories. And it's just only one, randomly there. And so I reserved that. And she also loved hummingbirds. one of my other sisters made some resin hummingbirds, and she gave some to each of us. And we also have a little urn with some a little bit more of our ashes. And what we have here is, these are the hummingbirds that my sister made. I put them there, and this is a hummingbird urn with a little bit of her ashes, and this plant is the one that I planted and chose that. And we have these little tags, you know, in loving memory. I think that's what it says. Yeah, in loving memory of Sharry. And I got a second one, the bigger tag for to give to the plushie. And these little leaves that I picked these up off of my cousin's yard the next day, because I was visiting my cousin, so it's still in connection. And my sister Sharry herself, she handmade this basket. We all got one of her handmade baskets, and this is one of her blankets. So it's like a little memorial shrine. Eventually I'll put the plant in the window, but right now, while it's establishing itself, it should be farther away from direct light, so he's staying there, but then eventually he'll go on a window for better light, and then I'll put the urn in the center, like right there. But I thought it was a nice little thing. But this little butterfly effect, just because I tried to make a sticker because someone had said, you know, her cat would spend time with her, and you couldn't do that, so I had to go with that. And then the whole stories and everything that I'm doing made the foxes very meaningful for me, with in relation to her. So it's interesting. So it's nice. And I just wanted to share that with you. I'll share the sticker too that I made. There's other drawings too that I had AI generate and stuff, but I just, yeah. But that's all. Just wanted to share that. Nice little memories. It was a good week. It was a good celebration of life. Several of us talked about her and shared with her, and shared about her, and it was a good gathering. It was good to see family again. So, yeah. Take care, everyone. See ya.